The Minister is hosted by Terence Fenelon. Terence, a very good morning to you. How are you doing? Good to see you again.
It's pleasant good morning to you, Andre, to our viewers and listeners. Where are they viewing from? Facebook, YouTube, X. We're online.
We're online, that's right. That's right.
And on 95.9.
Correct, is right.
You need to change that because this 97.1 in the background is upsetting me,
You're the second person to say that. Yeah.
You know?
Actually, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Every time I look there, I'm seeing 97.1.
Yeah, the printers just taking a little time.
Yeah, that's too long, Andre. Come on, Andre, that's too long.
Well, you can't rush the brush. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Because they have a lot of work. Excel sign. They have a
booming, Andre.
Imagine. I've been trying to see the marketing person at Excel sign. Imagine yesterday she had to fit me in there just for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how busy they are.
Andre, you have just confirmed to us that the economy is booming, Andre. That's what you said, because they have so much work. That's a positive sign, Andre. You started on the right note. Let me apologize, listeners, viewers. A minister will be joining me. These days, the heat of the battle, and they have ministerial responsibilities. But this one is caught up in traffic. He's coming from the south, the eastern block, and so he's caught up in traffic. It's about 5 to 10 minutes away, and I think it would have been disrespectful to just keep you waiting and in limbo.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Fellano.
Yeah. So don't come and say, "Well, the minister." They have some trolls on your live. They look for every little thing. They don't discuss the substance of issues. There's a little sidetracking thing. But Andre, it's nice to be here. And the minister, as I said, is the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Prosper. He will be joining us very shortly. And I'm going to start. Andre, anything you want me to dispel? Because I know sometimes on a Thursday here, boy, the air is thick with misinformation here.
but I hope you're making notes, Mr. Fenelon.
Sometimes like Mary sometimes says, there are some things you just have to leave alone because it's not worth your time and effort to be dispelled. Although you should. You shouldn't allow misinformation to fester.
Let me get your take on something, because I brought this up. In fact, I've been talking about it for the week,
and I think I already agree with you. Well, go
on. Well, good. Good. I'm coming from.
Yeah, with Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Andre. The only thing I first of all I agree with you, because if the letter is written, it should be honored.
The government must protect its integrity. And when I say government, I'm not talking about the Labour Party government.
No party is a government.
The government has to protect. Some time ago, this guy there who was being accused of, giving women, what's his name again, the black guy, the old man, 80-something years or 90. Hey, look, I'm forgetting his America's dad, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, right. Yeah. Bill Cosby was asked to give a deposition. Okay, the district attorney asked him to give a deposition, but Cosby made it clear, I will give that deposition only if it's not used against me in the court of law.
Right.
And the district attorney said, yes, don't worry about that, it will not be used against you. But guess what? It was used against him, and that's why he ended up in prison.
Yeah.
But when his lawyers now filed an appeal, they had to dismiss it.
Yeah, because
you have to protect the integrity of the office. You understand?
Yeah, Andrea.
So you have a letter stating that the man's bills would have been paid from the government.
Yes.
So that has to be honored.
The only thing I'll tell you right now, the Labour Party, knowing the Prime Minister we have, there's a calypso by you know this guy. How it go look?
Yeah. Well, yes, that has come up. That
how it go look?
People will say
because now that's on the side, but nepotism and favoritism.
But where do you think that would come from? The opposition?
Mainly.
But why not? Why would it come from there?
Because they're
the ones
political mileage. Andre, listen, politics is funny. Andre, they will bring that up because, and they'll run with it, and let me tell you, the supporters will run with that.
Even though they're the ones
Andre,
who said they would do it.
Yes, Andre, it doesn't matter. Andre, I mean, it makes sense, but it's political nonsense because right now, they will harp upon that and they'll hammer you with that. And Andre, that will be, so the thing is, how it will look, I'm trying to remember the guy who said it. And
from Trinidad.
How it will look. It will look bad. The government seems to be looking after one of their own. Andre, just think of the stink. Put yourself in that position.
I have.
Yeah. No. You're not a politician. But no. Put yourself, you're a politician, you're the prime minister, one of your own, and you have to be 100, okay, let's say almost $250,000 or something in that vicinity. You give that to one of your own because you're honoring that. Andre, to look bad.
No.
No. It is the right thing to do, but politically, man, this guy's
but Mr. Fenelon, politicians have stood up for what is right in the past.
No, I'm not saying no, Andre. You could do that because now there are things that Mr. Pierre has done in spite of.
Exactly.
Look at going to the CCJ, Andre. That was.
There are many of them.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy. You know, Andre. I'm happy when you say these things. You know, that means you keep it score. Going to the CCJ, Andre. The minimum wage. That. Andre, these two things alone, transformational, that took guts. Because, Andre, when you talk about the minimum wage, you know how many business owners would tell you, man, you know, they are against that because, you know, that might disrupt business, but it has not. Has the sky fallen?
No.
The economy has grown, as a matter of fact. Unemployment, lowest figures ever. You understand? Because the more people, and I keep saying that, there are some people that say, oh, you don't know anything about economics, that's fine. But the more people have, the more money you put in people's pockets, Andre, is the more they spend. The more economic activity is generated. Andre, that money circulates. So, you know, it took some guts because there was pushback. But Andre, he stood up. So yes, Andre, this issue, and you saw Jeremiah for yourself there. He was very emotional about that.
Extremely
emotional. I mean, people are trying to use that against him and the opposition. Well, some of them now have to be facing a special prosecutor. I'm not going to dwell on that for now, but I'm going to get at licks at some point because some of them who are talking all kind of nonsense now have been visited.
Yes.
Been brought in for questioning.
I heard that yesterday.
Oh, you heard that? Yes. All the bravado and the big mouth and stuff. You have to, you see, when the law is on your case, it's a different kettle of fish, you know. You could be bad how you bad there before the mic and nobody, but when you see the law comes to you, Andre, you're a different man, you know. You're not a man now, you have to bow now and you have to be scrambling for lawyers to defend your name. You know, it's easy to sully people's names. You understand? Drag them, you know. Look at what they did to Ernest. But he stood up, he fought, he's vindicated, he won. Those now on the other side, what you know the crime? Political victimization, vendetta, and all kind of thing. No, brother, let the law. I mean, you cannot collect monies belonging to the state or council, and you're there fronting for a political party. That is disrespectful and shameful, Andre. That should never have happened. Andre, you know, we have to have some level of morality, man, and decency in our politics. You can have certain people fronting for you. You know, you cannot be checking underage children. And then you I'm not saying anybody has, but I'm just, you know, checking on these children, texting them, and then you're front and center. I don't know who's doing it. If anybody's doing it, you have to. You understand? There are things, Andre, we have to demand more, man, and better people. So, Andre, I saw how emotional Mr. Jeremiah was, but once you saw that too.
And rightly so. Rightly so.
I know.
Because
and when people are trying to hit him over the head and, you know, making claims that are false, you understand? We understand that. So,
and I think Mr. Norbert is a gentleman, and I don't think he will want to pursue that. I don't think he'd want to.
But I'm happy, Andre, and I heard Mary tell you she has a case, so she'll bring it to you to champion for her because Andre.
I said to her, she has the Prime Minister's heirs. I said that to her.
No, you know, but there are some people who never want to trouble the Prime Minister in these kinds of things, Andre, because you know the man has a whole country to run, and he's running the country well. Andre, I mean, Haishe, Medi, Daya, blah. Andre, you may hate him. Some people don't like him. But the Prime Minister is handling the country well and the country's finances. Andre, I heard that you're waiting for the no VAT day to buy a new vehicle. Andre, this is just another initiative, you know, to put ching-ching in people's pockets. Do you know, to make people happy? Andre, think about it. We're in November. At the end of this month, you see, he always said that once the economy improves, he will do more for the people. That is what you call putting people first. No, Andre? November coming there. Pensioners will be getting an increase. Not an increase.
A bonus.
A bonus. Now, I know you're going to say, what about NIC? I'm with you on that, you know. And Andre, I'm going to say again, had that stupid deal with Cabot, had NIC bought that land for themselves, land worth $90 million. They got it for 30. That's automatically $60 million in NIC coffers, because they can do all that and make hundreds of millions of dollars in profit. So they could have been giving you, Andre, another $1,000 bonus for Christmas. But Hamboon and Frank Tsunami Maya did nonsense there. And so we don't have that money at our disposal. But Andre, I know you're going to come say. So you get it, but in December, listen to that, Andre. Civil servants, teachers, policemen. Okay, let's just say civil servants. Put everything on their one head in civil servants. A bonus. First of all, you get your salary. Your salary. Then you get a bonus. That's tax-free. As far as I know, the bonus is tax-free. And then on top of that, you get a VAT-free day. Andre, what's sweeter than that?
For some.
But Andre, I put, you didn't have to put that there.
Yes, I have to.
Well, at least you're getting the VAT-free deal. You're getting your salary. That's the bonus you're getting. You're hoping that NIC will give you a little, well, Andre, whatever, salary. When you collect the little thing there. You know what I mean? You understand, Andre? Yeah, so we understand that, So that will come. So putting you first. And you notice where our money is being spent, Andre? On us. Not on foreigners. We're not going to call Ernst & Young to give them $15 million every year to prepare the budget. We give these fellas about $45 to $50 million, to be doing what civil servants. And the civil servants are, Andre, these are not posh people, you thought it was
a one-off payment.
No, Andre, he did it for 3 years. It only stopped when the country is broke. When he ran down the country and there was no more money in the coffers, he had no choice but to come back and eat his vomit. But Andre, our civil servants are first rate, These fellas have university degrees. These fellas have the skill set. These fellas can hold their own anywhere in the world, These are the people we have working. And you heard Wayne Girard. He says these are the same people who are advising them, who have helped to turn the economy around from minus 26.5% in the negative 26.5 to 4 years of positive growth. That's why they deserve a bonus. You heard Wayne Girard say that, and Wayne Girard is in finance. You heard him say that. He sat across from you. Yeah. So they deserve that because, Andre, these fellas are brilliant. You understand? Had this other guy listened to them, maybe he listened to Tommy Descartes, who was the chief economic advisor who totally ran the country down. You understand, Andre? These are the kind of things our people have to understand. Tommy Descartes was the chief economic advisor to these fellas, This guy running for South Castries, against Ernest. People have to see the man's record. Dismal as an economist. I mean, this man stands up on a platform, trying to fool the people and say, Andre, their government will put the deposit on a house for every young person in St. Lucia. Now, Andre, that is crap. Think about that, Andre. Okay, let's just say a mortgage is $200,000, $20,000. How many young people we have who want to be low? 1,000? Multiply that by 20 grand. My minister is coming, I could him. Mm-hmm. Andre, people just want to throw pie in the sky and say anything for a vote. But these are the kind of things you have to reject in total. Because come with some coherent plan, man. You know how to do it. And listen, the Prime Minister just released something there, $20 million in SLDB, $20 million in SLDB for housing assistance for our people, and so on. You understand?
Let's take a little break.
Let's take a little break while the minister settles.
Right. Okay, let's take a little break.
I was already on a good wicket, Andre.
All right, we'll get back in just a second.
Yeah.
My name is Richard Frederick, and I am the Minister with responsibility for housing. From 2021, this country has seen progress. We've seen 4 steady years of economic growth. We've seen a return of the laptop program. We've seen the implementation of the minimum wage. We've seen the construction of the Northern Divisional Police Headquarters. We've seen the construction of the Miku Jetty. We've seen a lot of leaps and bounds taken in the Ministry of Agriculture. We've seen facilities fees being paid for every student attending secondary school. We've seen a return of the subvention to National Trust. We've seen a return of the distress fund. We've seen a return of the police vote. We've seen so many vehicles unparalleled in nature. being given to the police in our effort to fight crime. We've seen the reconstruction of custody suites, which was demolished by the last administration without any iota of justification. I could go on and on, but trust me, this interview is too short for me to really list out all the benefits of having this SLP government in office, led by the man who takes and has the people's interests at heart, the man Philip Joseph.
4 years of delivery, 4 years of progress. On Sunday, November 9th at 4 p.m. Meet us at the Castries Market Steps as the St. Lucia Labour Party unveils our record of delivery. 4 years of putting people first with a bold vision. From education to entrepreneurship, from security to sustainable tourism, from removal of VAT to roads that connect community. This is delivery, not just promises. Come, hear the stories behind the progress, the numbers that changed lives, and the projects that lifted every community higher. Stand with your neighbors, your family, your friends, because when we move together, St. Lucia moves forward. Castries Market Steps, Sunday, November 9th at 4 p.m. St. Lucia Labour Party. We have delivered.
Okay, this is Meet the Minister, and back to you, presenter Terence Fenelon.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Welcome back, viewers and listeners. If you notice, we're smiling there. We just shared a joke there, man, and I'm in stitches.
I think the joke was on me.
The joke was on Andre, given by the minister. The minister exposed Andre, but I cannot expose him. What is discussed in the studio? What's
like
what a way to start a Friday,
like
Andre.
You like that?
I like that. Andre, have you one note? Boy, Alpha, I will. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes, life, you can't take life too seriously. You have to learn to laugh.
That's right.
Laugh at yourself.
So you know that was a joke.
Yeah. Laugh with your friends. And laugh with the video. We have the... Okay, thank you very much. Let's go back to the normal programming. We have the Honorable Minister, Mr. Honorable Alfred Prosper.
Welcome again, Mr. Prosper.
Minister of Agriculture.
Much. Always a pleasure to be here.
And
always a pleasure.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
And the parliamentary representative for Dennery South. But the program is Meet the Minister. So before we deal with Dennery South business, we need to know, the people need to know about agriculture, food security.
That's right.
What is happening. I mean, the latest I think the last time you heard we discussed about the insurance, and look at what happened in Jamaica there with that hurricane and food security that strikes, because you heard the Prime Minister always saying that's the thing that keeps him awake at night, because all the gains could be wiped out overnight within a matter of an hour or so. And in Jamaica, we have seen that. So, where are we? The insurance, food security, etc. What is the ministry doing? What are the plans? What are the initiatives?
Well, I must say, President, good morning to everybody, our farmers, our fishers, and everybody in the agricultural sector.
Yeah.
But I want to say a big, pleasant good morning to the people of Dennery South. Thank you for placing your trust and confidence in Alfred Prosper. And I will continue to serve you. I will continue to ensure that your quality of life is improved. The agricultural sector, I got to be the minister in 2021, and as we know, we've been facing tremendous challenges in the sector, especially with this phenomenon called climate change. Climate change has been having serious negative impacts on the sector, as you know, on an annual basis, especially during this time of year, the hurricane season. Our farmers are faced with natural disasters that can have serious negative impacts on the sector. And you will recall in 2023, we had tropical storm in July. I can't remember them. I keep forgetting the name.
All these names
yes.
I'm mixed up myself,
Yes, and then last year I remember we had a tropical storm in August, I think, or September. And the government has had to intervene and actually provide financial support to our farmers. The sector is very important to the country because it is the means of us eating every day. Our food security remains paramount. Our food import bill continue to increase, continue to rise, and it is rising rapidly. At the same time, we are struggling to produce sufficient commodities, or what we call our local production, enough to reduce our food import bill.
Yeah.
Our food import bill stands at over 500 million EC dollars annually. And what is most striking for us is that cabbage, tomatoes, watermelons, those commodities are imported in very high quantities. And I do believe we can make an effort, a big effort, here in St. Lucia to produce those commodities, to reduce the imports of those commodities. But
aren't we producing them? Aren't we producing
we are
those
producing
things?
them, but in small quantities and not on a consistent basis. So we have farmers in St. Lucia, for example, who believe that all I will grow, or what I've been growing in the last 15 years or 30 years, is corn, watermelons, cucumbers, for example. And it will be very difficult to cause those farmers to go into other commodities that are significantly on a low scale in St. Lucia. So cabbage, for example, we import lots of cabbage simply because our farmers believe that planting cabbage is a higher risk compared with planting, let's say, cucumbers or watermelons, because there is what you call a fly called white flies and another disease called diamondback moth. Cabbage is very, very, very vulnerable to those insects and disease. So it is costing the farmer a lot to actually produce cabbage. And the same for tomatoes. Right now, a lot of farmers, because we are in the rainy season, do not want to produce tomatoes because the high rainfall reduces the production level or the yield level because it affects flowering. The impacts of the raindrops affects flowering, and as a result, it's high risk. So that is why certain times in the rainy season, you do not see many tomatoes around. But in the dry spell between February and June, you see a glut on the market. So we have these issues to deal with, but we have to first make our farmers understand that it is not about what you have been accustomed doing in terms of your selective commodities or produce, but look at the bigger picture as to where we have to go, where we have the gaps, and how they can work with the ministry to make it happen. So for example, I've been saying to my ministry team that if we select out of our 4,500 farmers, 50 and focus with those 50 farmers on maybe 2 selected crops, let's say tomato and cabbage. We assist them by giving them the financial resources to do the site preparation, provide them the planting material free or at a subsidized price, provide them with the fertilizer and the other inputs required, but work with them and target a certain acreage. That acreage, if it is enough to sustain us for the entire year, we can say to CPG, we can say to Marcy, please do not come to the ministry for a request for importation of those 2 commodities because we have sufficient amount on island.
But what do you say to the farmers about those very flies that you spoke about? Because that's a reality.
Yes, but the thing is, it's a reality, but it's a problem that is not only existing in St. Lucia, it's a Caribbean problem. Now, I was told just recently, if your field is open, then it's not a problem. So in other words, I'm saying if it's planted inside it, there is no means of the disease coming into here. It can happen. But what structures you'd have? You need huge greenhouses that may be very costly. And may be difficult to happen because of the quantities that you're looking at. So that is a problem. But once it attacks the cabbage, it is very difficult to control because the insecticides that we have, they have become resistant to them. So these are some of the issues in the sector that is causing real problems for us. But ideally, what should have happened is for us to target a certain number of crops that we use here regularly, like the 7 crops program, and say, our farmers, we need to work with them and have them focus. If 20 farmers let's say 50 acres. Each farmer has 2.5 acres. 20 farmers, you have 50 acres of sweet pepper, for example. We can now calculate the amount of sweet pepper that we import. And if we can produce it locally, we can simply say to those importers that we're not going to import any sweet pepper, maybe for the next 6 months, because our hotels will be able to buy locally, our supermarkets will be able to buy enough, and there will be sufficient amounts in the supermarkets for.
So what is preventing
consumers.
that from taking place?
One, I believe the farmers too, they're thinking we have to work on changing the way they think. As I tell you, I can say it in patois. When you go to them, moi v'lon planter jambon pour l'autre des mois because nous pas assez. Non, moi pas planter jambon. C'est Mayoc la planter, tomatoes moi planter. And that's what they will do because the culture is they are accustomed to it. They have a good knowledge of how to do it. They believe it's beneficial to them. It will be very difficult to go into another area and to cause them to be deprived of what they're accustomed to.
Yeah, so the thinking, these are people who are set in their ways. What about targeting the younger generation now?
That is now that is why under the 7 Crops program, the government of Taiwan has a 5-year.
Before you did that, what's the 7 Crop program?
Okay, the 7 Crops program is 7 selected crops. It's cabbage, tomato, cucumber, lettuce, watermelon, cantaloupe, sweet pepper. So those crops are targeted crops that the Taiwanese program focus on working with farmers. So they have a selected number of farmers that they focus on. We give you planting material, we give you fertilizer at a subsidized price, we give you ground cover, we give you irrigation lines, and they work with those farmers. But the target for those 7 crops locally is supposed to be 25% reduction. I do not believe we have achieved that because of all these issues that I mentioned earlier. What we have done is to focus on young men and women, youth and women, and we have been giving them a lot of training in areas of soil and water conservation, in areas of pest management, integrated pest management, to really get them into the sector because of what is happening at that level with the farmers who have been there for so many years. But the thing about our young farmers is that they will not go into the same things that our older folks have been doing.
What are you referring to?
And I'm referring to
the manual aspect of it.
Labor.
You
know, taking a garden fork and plowing for an entire day when you can get a simple tiller that can do it for you in half an hour. Drones, you know, the introduction of drones. Right now the ministry has a number of drones that we can use to collect data and information. You know, the mist blower where you have you pumping all day. We have automatic sprayers that you can just put in the water, you press a button and you pump. That kind of thing. The new technology in the sector that our young people believe that is what is going to drive them, that is what is going to get their attention. But it is slow in coming because we don't have much of that new technology in St. Lucia. And that's why we have been working with the Taiwanese government, we're working with the Mexican government to see how they can assist us with doing that.
So you have a timeline looking at that?
Well, I wish it could have happened 4 years ago, but it is slow in coming. So for example, the hydroponics, this is something that is huge in Guyana. Guyana has a special facility targeting young people where you can go after leaving your school, or if you want to spend 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and they get full time training in hydroponics. Now hydroponic system is where you use water to provide nutrients to the plant. So the plant roots are in water, and every, let's say, 5 minutes the water flows around the root system, and that's how the roots absorb it. It's a very cheap system, although if you do not know how to manage it, you can lose your entire crop because it deals with water level, pH and all of that. And we were able to get a facility like that in Union, funded by the government of Guyana. And so far we've been doing very well. We have actually have free students from SAFA employed there to be able to manage it. But what I want to do is to encourage our students, those who are doing the SBAs, those who are leaving school and want to go into agriculture. They can go through a short-term program, whether it's a month or two, and they can learn how to use the system, and they can now establish the system, whether
But
it's in the backyard.
is a program offered to them?
Yes, because the Prime Minister was at the opening ceremony, and he made it clear that he's going to have the Youth Economy Agency provide at least 20 grants to 20 young people to really start that business. Because what it can do is it provides an opportunity for us to increase our production of leafy vegetables, lettuce, cauliflower, broccoli, pak choy, and all of those leafy vegetables. Because within a short time frame, you can harvest. Within 3 weeks after planting, you can harvest.
Yeah, okay.
It goes very, very fast. And a small system can cost maybe minimum $5,000, where you have it in your backyard, and you can be able to feed yourself by just having that system in your backyard. So we want to really get our young people to go into that area. Because, for example, if you have it in your garage, or if you have it next to your home, a hurricane is approaching, you can secure it. It's just a simple water tank, and you have a few bins, and you have your lines running. So it's easy to protect it, as against the entire sector where you have bananas and you have those other crops that are very vulnerable and exposed to, wind damage and so on. But really and truly, I just want to say the sector needs some level of transformation, and it's happening slowly, because I must say the government is providing quite a bit of allocation, increased allocation in terms of providing support for farm labor. Farm labor is another area that is very important. Our farmers are struggling to get young persons to work on their farms because the guys see it as dirty, and they see it as something that does not offer them enough of a salary or an amount that would satisfy them for the day.
Well, stick a pin there, Mr. Minister. What about that? What about the agriculture sector? Can a young person who probably is interested make a comfortable living from agriculture?
There is a lot that one can gain in agriculture. I mean, I am the minister for agriculture, and I have my farm. I have workers on my farm. I'm on my farm on a weekend, and I make money. Just imagine I was on the farm every day, Monday to Friday. I only spend sometimes a Saturday there because I don't have time to go during the week because of my work. But I'm saying there is still a lot of profit in agriculture. Remember our farmers during the days of bananas. They built their house, they bought new vehicles, they send the children to school and so on through agriculture.
So you're saying that sort of that time, is that still possible now?
Yes, it is possible. I mean, the challenges are
because I remember
now.
that.
The challenges are greater now. I mean, we provided our farmers with tremendous support on the Food and Nutrition World Bank program and security program, where we give them 39,000 bags of fertilizer, 44,000 bags of lime, 2,500 1,000-gallon water tanks. We provided farm labor in a tune of almost $1 million to support farmers in terms of ensuring that they are able to get enough of that support on their farm. We provided our banana farmers with herbicides. Diaphene. The diaphene is the one that the blue nylon that you put on the bananas. We gave our fishers new ice machines, new fads, bins for storing the fish, training over 100 fishers, So we have that. We're doing a lot, and the Prime Minister announced some time ago that he's more than ready to support a pension scheme for farmers, and he made it clear in Soufrière that he has 350,000 available to start with. And just to stick up in there, our fishers are making an invaluable contribution in terms of nutrition security to the country, but their profession is very risky, And the other thing about it is that they may be leaving port, go out there for a whole week, and they come back with nothing, but they still have to take care of the family. But my concern is when they leave that profession, there is nothing available for them. And tell me, though I don't think it will be difficult for a fisher to make a contribution of $100 to the NIC per month because they get lots of fish. They come to shore and they give so many people. Just take one and put it towards your NIC. I believe it's important for them because me, if I leave government, let's say the people in then we decide not to vote for Starbatch again, for me again. The thing is, I spent 44 years in government and I was able to secure a pension so I can survive. And I want the same thing for our farmers and I want the same thing for our fishers and all the other persons in the agricultural sector.
All right.
Because I know they can afford to do that.
Now I know there's more to talk about, but I don't want Andre to tell me about time. So you are also the parliamentary representative for Dennery South. I know Sunday is reporting time.
That's right.
Sunday you have to give a scorecard.
Oh yes.
You have to report not only on what you have done in the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, etc., but you have to report and tell us what is going on. So, as of now, what is happening in Dennery South?
There is a lot happening in Dennery South. Now, by just saying that, people will tell you, he's saying that there is a lot happening because elections are close,
yes.
And that is why it is happening. But when I left the public service in 2020, I had no intentions of getting into politics because I felt I had served the Ministry of Agriculture 44 years and I felt that was enough for me, and I really wanted to go into farming full time. But I got calls that, Mr. Prosper, we want you to serve at that other level. It took me a while, but I acceded and I said yes. But before that, from the time I was about 14, 15 years, I've been serving this community of Dennery South. I serve on the Dennery Disaster Committee, Dennery Village Council, Friends of Dennery Hospital. I was the president of my club from 1980, All Blacks Veterans. Up to now, I'm the president. And I was involved in everything that was happening in the constituency. I felt I delivered a lot. But then I said I need to take it to the next level. When I came into politics in Dennery South, I said, I need to take Dennery South to another level. It is central to the airport in Vieux-Fort and Castries. Everybody that comes from New York and those places, when they get to the Mandalay, they stop and they have a good view of Dennery. But then we also had serious social issues. Unemployment very high. Our school leavers, when they leave school, there is nothing available for them. And then we have a serious capacity problem in terms of skills available in this constituency. And when I came in, I said, these are the things that I wanted to target to ensure that I focus on the young people. Because the young people come to my office on a regular basis. Mr. Prosper, I want a job. My first question to them, what skills do you have? Do you have CXCs? Do you have any level of training in carpentry, masonry, tiling or something? No. And I said it would be difficult for me to help you because I wish I was able to know that you have that skill and I can call somebody and say, man, I have two guys who are tilers in Dennery. Do you have a job for them? And so it forced me now to provide training for these people. So what I did was to start a plumbing program, training for plumbers, and I got $15,000 invested in doing that, and currently it is going on. And I'm going to continue with electricals, tiling, and so on as time goes by. I believe we need that skill set in a small community like Dennery because it's not right for people to go on the outside to get people to come and work on Dennery when you have so many young men and women here. So that is one. The social aspects of it is unemployment is extremely high. And when somebody comes to your office on a Wednesday, on a Wednesday I have like 30, 40 people in my office. And most of them, 90% of them are coming for some short-term employment. What I do is to encourage them to go to the youth economy, apply to the youth economy agency. And I told them there is an opportunity for you to start your own business. Because just imagine you set up your business, you're on your free time, you can employ other persons like you, but you can make money. Because the government really cannot absorb everybody leaving school. And we are taking advantage of it. I know when the youth economy was launched, we had a young guy from Dennery who got $5,000 as a grant because he's into producing plantain chips and he has a specialized ingredient. You know, something they put on it that, you know,
uses the flavor.
That's right, flavor. And we are doing that. In terms of education, for the future, you must be educated. We focus on helping a lot of people from Dennery apply for the Taiwanese scholarship. As we speak, there are approximately 6 or 7 people from my constituency in Taiwan. There are persons from Dennery in Cuba. There are persons from Dennery benefiting from the first generation scholarships,
right?
And people at SAFA and so on. But I, as a rep, every year provide more support to our parents, because there are parents who are struggling to send their children to school. So just this year, September, I supported more than 300 persons by giving them a small check, whether it's 300, 400, 500, to give support to it. Because I believe education is connected very much to employment. So if you are educated, it's an opportunity for you to be able to get employment somewhere, and it's an opportunity for you to be able to live a life, you know, improve your quality of life. But infrastructure is also another serious concern. We had some roads that had not been upgraded or repaired for years. We had some government buildings that had not been upgraded for years. So I also focused on that. So now, the fishing port in Denver, if you go there, you'd see a fence, a gate, well painted, the marked, the area where they're doing the cleaning of the fish, that's upgraded. We put new lights, we improved the drainage, and so on. And it is now in a state where when people walk, they can see a big difference. Our multiple center had not been upgraded for many years. We just completed the improvement works, and we have now a really nicely furbished multiple center. We had never had seats on the Dennery playing field. So when you were there, you would have to be standing along the side of the football field or cricket field. Now we've established stands so people can sit. And we are now putting in washroom facility and change room right next to it. We've upgraded the Lakai Daycare Center since 1998 when Damian Greaves constructed it. No work had been done then. When I tell you no work had been done. So we came in and we refurbished it. And there are roads in areas like Lakai, the nursery road in Lakai. There's another road at the top of Lakai. As a matter of fact, we are opening this road tomorrow afternoon. I constructed new roads in Green Mountain in Dennery, Casper Drive, because all those roads are necessary because of access to people's home and so on. In addition to that, footpaths. We have constructed footpaths in a number of areas, Hospital Road and Green Mountain and La Pointe. And so I'm very happy what we are doing so far. But the work continues. We have to continue that. And when, not if the people of Dennery select me after the next election, when I have some plans in my mind, but it's really about looking at the old Dennery Community Center. It's not fit for use now. But what I want to do is to bring all the services in Dennery, especially the government services, under one umbrella. So my plan, as soon as we continue, is to refurbish it, break it down. It has to be broken down, refurbish it. So when you stop at that place, you can get services from all the government agencies, the credit union. You know, you stop there.
It's going to be like an administrative center,
like a civic center, administrative center. And this is my vision for them. And we need to have an ATM machine 24 hours. Most times, the only ATM machine in Dennery is at Massey. But Massey closes at 7 every day. And then if you need any money urgently, somebody is sick, you have to go to Vieux-Fort or Cul-de-Sac. Not even Cul-de-Sac, Vieux-Fort or Castries. So I want to be able to bring in all these services in the constituency to be able to make life a lot better for people.
All right.
But I'm very comfortable with what I've done so far. I wish I had more financial resources to do more. But in 4 years, I'm very satisfied.
You think you have delivered?
Yes, I believe.
And the people will, the referendum is coming very soon.
That's right.
Okay, Andre, we're gonna open the lines because you must take calls. But before Andre will give you, I want to ask you a question. Okay, I've asked the other ministers. I mean, this is a government of tremendous achievements. We have accomplished so much.
Absolutely.
What stands out for you?
For me, what stands out?
Yeah.
Two things stands out for me. You see the minimum wage that was established in St. Lucia? I mean, I started work when in 1986 as a as a forest officer in Denry, and I was getting $445 a fortnight. And that is, I mean, I'm talking about taking risk in the forest, fallen trees, branches, snakes and so on. And up to this time, before this minimum wage was established, there were people getting that same amount for a month. And you talk about the janitors in the schools, the people cleaning the schools and so on, $400 plus a month for a fortnight. And they would have worked just as hard as a forest officer or a secretary that is getting 3-4 times that amount. And the minimum wage, what it has done is to really give people an opportunity for them to earn a standard salary, I think, which is 1,144?
Something like that.
Or 45.
In the vicinity,
Yes. So it has benefited the people at S&S who are getting such a small salary. And the people who had to leave Viewfort to go to Castries to work on a small salary but had to pay transport. Now I am happy that everybody is at a standard. So that is one. Secondly, I believe the Youth Economy Agency has done wonders for our young people. Just imagine applying for a grant and you're getting $5,000 grant to start a business. Did you ever get that in your days? Did you ever,
I wish.
You understand?
Yeah.
And
I wish
I could get it now.
That to me is another big achievement for the government. And I just hope that our young people are taking advantage of it.
Yes.
And
Well,
thirdly,
go ahead, sorry.
And thirdly, a pensioner in 2024 would be getting $250 a month. $200 is something you can spend on a Friday.
Tell me about it.
You know? But they would get that for a month. And that has moved from that to a minimum of $500. Just imagine doubling an amount you were getting for so many years back.
Transformational stuff.
Yeah,
and that's,
I believe those three are the ones that I believe.
And based on that alone,
there are a lot more.
Yes, we know that.
I believe those three are the ones that
have really changed. Yeah. As a matter of fact, on the youth economy, I was there the last time. I said I got the figures. So far, they have helped 1,932 young people.
That's almost 2,000 people.
Almost 2,000 young people.
Just imagine where these people would be had it not been for that youth economy agency.
Yes. I mean, had we gotten that, Andre, in our youth, maybe, who knows, we would have been millionaires by now.
That's right.
I'm just 100, we have been millionaires, Andre.
Yes.
Also, you would have started your radio station ever since.
A long time.
You know, and stuff, Andre. You would have, you know.
The only issue I have with it, I mean, I'm not saying that the policy is not a good one. I wish it was up to 40. And not 45.
Okay. Not 45.
Yeah.
Well, Andre wants it to be 60 something.
That's
right. 66.
66.
Yeah, if it was 40, it would be a lot better.
But
allow a lot.
No, but the MSME takes
MSME,
care of the others above. Yeah.
Yes,
So.
but I am really impressed with those. But you know, in addition to that, all the support that has been given to our farmers for black Sikatoka and lack of boxes and damage by natural disasters. I mean, this government has done tremendous work to our farmers.
Great stuff.
And a lot more that I if I have to mention, Andre, I will be here until 12 o'clock.
Andre, you can give the numbers if you don't mind, Andre.
Yes. Mr. Minister, can you use the headphones, please?
We're taking calls,
Let me give the number. The fixed line is 572-9710, 572-9710. Or you can WhatsApp 287-0971. WhatsApp is 287-0971. We have somebody on
before I take a call, let me just answer some people because they think, Andre, this is your program.
It's not mine.
Hello, this is not Andre's program. This is my program. I allow Andre to ask questions from time to time, but it is not his program to ask. Andre is part of media opposition.
Good one.
All right, so just wanted to clarify that. Okay. All right, good morning. Thanks for calling Meet the Minister. Let's have your question, please.
Yes, good morning to Mr. Andrew Paul, Mr. Felidon, Mr. Prosper. But before I start, I need to tell Mr. Andrew that your station in the south is off the air, has been off the air for the past 5 to 10 minutes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for telling me that.
Okay.
Let me work on that right away.
Yeah. what I need to say quickly about Mr. Alfred Prosper, that I heard of your contributions about how much you contribute to the agriculture sector, but I still feel like you're missing out, okay? And I've said it before, I don't know if you heard, that we need soil testing equipment down here, because what I've understood, that you have to test your soil overseas, it takes a lot of time and it costs a lot of money. So what you should do, that you should try your best to make avenues that we can get soil testing equipment here. Can you imagine if I had that in my possession, how much I'll be able to produce? So I'll be able to know. As a matter of fact, soil testing equipment can reduce your spraying. So that means you'll know exactly the situation, right? The condition of your soil when you apply that soil testing equipment. So you know what to do, how much to spend, or where to go with it. So we need soil testing equipment down in St. Lucia. That's one. Two, we need this fertilizer, the Moroccan fertilizer. That is one of the best fertilizer that has ever been brought here. You have to try our best to see that if we can get those fertilizers again. And number three, that you have to do something about this predial larceny. I've asked you that question, I've not gotten an answer. Predial larceny is a big, big problem in the agriculture sector, and this is bringing it down. So we would like you to do something about all the free ideas I've given you.
All right, thank you. Well
thank
done.
You, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Give the minister a minute to
Yes,
respond.
sure. I must say thank you for your concerns. In terms of soil testing equipment, we have an area in the ministry that is the National Diagnostic Facility where we do testing of soil, and under the Morocco Soils Fertility Project, we did carry out a number of samples island-wide, especially in agricultural areas, and we did some sampling, and it is now being assessed at the ministry that is the facility. But there are certain areas where we look at certain specific things in the soil in terms of, let's say, pH and nutrient content, that we do not have the facility to do, the equipment to do it here. And in some cases, we would have to send it to Trinidad and other countries to be able to assess. But for now, I must say we are doing some of it. So if you have any issue with your soil that you want addressed, feel free to call the extension officer in your area, and they will visit you. I hope they will visit you quickly enough to be able to assist you in making that happen.
I know there are two, but we have two other callers.
Yes,
let's not keep them. Let's take one. Good morning. Thanks for calling me, the minister. Let's have a question, please.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
The question that I have is, how does the Ministry of Agriculture view genetic modified organisms, GMOs? Do we use that here? Is it something that St. Lucians are aware of, are being made aware of, or are they allowed to come in without scrutiny? How do you view GMOs?
Okay, thanks. Let him answer. Yes, go ahead.
Well, to tell you the truth, GMOs, I mean, there have been a lot of concerns about it, and, a number of persons have been expressing, their concerns. But at this point, I do not want to tell you that it is something I have a big difficulty with, but I believe it is something that we need to be very careful because of the implications it can have on health and wellness. So I will leave it at that for the time being, but I know it's a concern that has been raised before, and it is something that we have to sit around the table to discuss.
All right, thanks. Let's have the other question, caller.
Yes.
Good morning. Thanks for calling me, the minister. Let's have your question, please.
Hello?
Hello, good day. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I don't know if, I probably on the line already, but I'm saying you guys started the program and Andre asked you guys to take the 2 hours, use 2 hours. 1 hour would not be enough, and you guys refused to take 2 hours, and now you're only giving 5 minutes for callers to call the lines. So I don't understand all behind that.
I don't know if I want to respond to that. All right, I will respond to that at a time. You have another caller, Andre?
In other words, he's saying there's not sufficient time.
I know, Andre.
For
I know. That is my producer's listening.
Okay.
All right, let's have another question, caller. Good morning. Thanks for calling me, the minister.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, I don't know if you got my question. I think we have a cross line there. I was saying that I have 2.5 acres of land, right? It has not been in use for about 15 years because it was donated to me. In fact, it was passed on to me. When we get into office next year, I need some assistance. Actually, my mind is to try and grow cassava and wild yam. Where can I go to get advice as to what to do, and whether there is any help that I can get from the ministry?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you could
Yes,
answer it.
that's a very good question, my brother. And we are currently, we have a program, a tree-crop program, where we're looking at vacant or abandoned agricultural lands, and we have an amount of $3 million a little over $3 million, where we are assisting farmers with provision for site preparation. We are targeting crops like avocado, soursop, mango, breadfruit. Because if you drive, for example, in areas like Roseau, you'd see a number of those lands, large areas of Roseau that was previously under banana production, and those lands have been abandoned. So we have started with working with 16 farmers, and we are assisting by making available about $4,000 per acre. That is to take care of the site preparation and the planting and the provision of the planting material, etc. So we are going to move into areas like Dennery and the South sometime next year. And I'm sure if you are interested, that would be an excellent opportunity for you to benefit from that under that program. My advice to you is to reach out to your extension officer, and he will provide you a lot more information on the program.
All right, great. Let's have another question. Good morning. Thanks for calling me, the minister. Let's have your question, please.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning. Good morning.
My question for you, Mr. Minister. For the past 5 years, you have been agriculture minister.
4 years. 4 years.
4.5 years.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But under your tenure, we have realized that we have lost bananas to England. We have seen a rapid decline in agriculture across the board. We haven't seen anything significant has happened in those past 4 years. My question to you is, are we going to go back into bananas on a large scale? When are we going to get our market back to England? And are we still selling bananas to the Eastern Caribbean like you'll say?
All right.
The $5,000 you'll talk about with the youth, that's not enough for investment. When you add the tax, the levy, and some of the VAT added value added tax, when you compound those tax, the $5,000 wouldn't be enough. So I believe you'll have to increase that. But tell me, what is your plan if you elected for the next 5 years for agriculture?
Thank you.
Agriculture is definitely under your tenure.
Yes, thank you, my brother. Let me tell you, when I came into the ministry in 2021, we had stopped exporting bananas to London or England, and that was because the previous government, Windfresh, collapsed under the previous government. Our ripening facility in the UK was sold. Our shipping line was also sold, and we had serious problems with our bananas. But I'm sure you'll recall in 2023, we resumed exports of bananas to London because we believed that was the market that was readily available for us. But we had issues with, I keep forgetting the name, freight, and the company receiving our bananas in England felt that it was not profitable to continue to buy from St. Lucia because of all the issues associated with COVID. But we are doing well in the region. As we speak, we are exporting to Barbados. We have a readily available market for Barbados. We are exporting to Trinidad. We are exporting to St. Kitts and Antigua. And I do believe we have sufficient markets available for our bananas. Our issue remains the consistency in quality. You do not want to have a fruit that is harvested. When it gets to the market, it can't be used and has to be dumped. But we are also facing this tremendous competition with Dominican Republic and Suriname, where the quality is at a high level. And so these countries are competing with us. But I do hope that our farmers will understand that for us to maintain the market, there must be a quality standard that has to be kept, because that is how we're going to ensure that our farmers make money.
What do you mean by a high level? What do you mean by that?
It's
Quality?
Quality. And that is what has been plaguing us as an industry. You cannot have a fruit in a box when it gets to Barbados. Barbados is just there one day, and then it's already ripening, or it has marks and whatever that will make it difficult to sell. So it has to be dumped. And the same thing happened to us in London when we were exporting to London many years ago. So I want to tell you, I heard you mention nothing has been done in the sector, but value added in the agricultural sector just last year, 2024, grew by 10+%. Previous to that, I think in 2023, it was on a low because we had a major natural disaster that really affected or impacted the sector in a big way. Our farmers, when I walk the streets of St. Lucia, when they meet me, most of them, that they are happy with the support that, not me, but the government has provided them. And I mentioned fertilizer, farm labor, lime, drainage, a whole set of support that we have given. And we will continue to provide that. In many years ago, since Green Fresh, we have not heard anything about insurance for our banana farmers. And now our banana farmers and plantain farmers can say that they are insured. And in the event of any natural disaster where they are impacted in a negative way, they will get support. There are challenges in the sector, I must agree with you. We have challenges in terms of, the aging farmer population, the introduction of new technology, and a range of other factors that we think poses serious challenges to the sector. But I must say, I am very happy that we have done quite a bit for farmers, and we will continue to do what we can to ensure that our food security is at a very high level.
Let's take 2 more calls.
Andreas put the limit on me. That's okay. He's put the axe. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Thanks for calling me the minister. Let's have your question, please.
Hello.
Let's take the other call. Oh, good morning. Yes, hello. Thanks, calling. Let's have your question.
Good morning. Yeah. Mr. Prospect.
Yes, morning.
Yeah, I have a serious issues. And I'm not in St. Lucia. I live in Canada right now. And it's been a while before you all was in government. I was asking for us to have some good banana from St. Lucia or good product, agriculture product from St. Lucia. And we have been eating all kind of crop bananas and not good. Even this week, I sent a picture for Mr. Paul.
Yes.
And he can show you. The picture, the inside of that banana was black, that it's not good. And I've been calling from a while for us to get our bananas from St. Lucia to come to Canada. So what are you going to do with that? Or what process you have? Or what you already working on for us to get some bananas in St. Lucia? Because they have a lot of Caribbean people from St. Lucia. The Caribbean people like Jamaica, Trinidad, St. Vincent, and we have some good banana in St. Lucia. So what are your plans for us in the time to come?
Well, my brother, if you didn't know, last year we were exporting bananas to Canada, green bananas. If you didn't know, we were exporting bananas to Canada. But what happened, remember, we do not have a boat leaving St. Lucia to Canada. So it has to be flown by air. So we started that, and it was going on well. But I was told that the price that was being offered by the importer in Canada was not profitable enough for the exporter. So that came to an end. I want to also tell you that we've been exporting through Marketing Board, St. Lucia Marketing Board, our dash-in from the farmers of St. Lucia, especially Soufre. And we have also been, in some cases, exporting breadfruit to Canada. So if you're not getting it, you need to find out who is the importer, and I'm sure you would. But I really want to, to continue the banana export, especially the green bananas, because there is a high demand for it in Canada, and because of the low profit margin by the exporter, he thinks it's just a waste of time to be doing it. But I really wish we can come to some agreement with an importer in Canada, so we can sell especially green bananas to Canada.
But the point he's making there is extremely important. He's saying that the bananas that they're getting, they're not good. And he's hoping that we can get bananas from St. Lucia to Canada. So that's a market that's right there.
The market is right there, as I said, but there must be, if you are exporting, you want to be able to make a profit. But what the guy was offering was not sufficient to encourage this discontinuity.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we have our final call.
I'll be generous. I'll be generous.
Yes. All right, penultimate call. Good morning, caller. Thanks for calling me, the minister.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning
to the minister.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just have two critical questions. I remember the WTO complained that our bananas in the Eastern Caribbean was not of good quality, and they went to Latin America, Dominican Republic. Okay, we know that, but in 2021, there was a lady who visited St. Lucia. She is Secretary General of the WTO. And she promised the then government, which is your government, that these conditions as regard to bananas in St. Lucia and the falling Eastern Caribbean would not be at that poor leverage anymore, that she was going to do something. Since she gave a beautiful speech on independence there at the waterfront, we haven't heard from her. So, what is happening? Why are we complaining now that we can't have banana on a high scale? Because we always knew of the poor quality of our bananas. That's one question. The second question, the minister said that there's 4,000 plus farmers in St. Lucia.
Vegetable farmers, vegetable farmers, not banana farmers.
Oh, farmers, sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah.
There are 4,000 farmers in St. Lucia. I want to ask him, how many of these farmers, because he was talking very, boldly, and how many farmers received the water tank?
All right, thank you very much.
The last one, the pesticides. Is he going to control pesticides that Martinique has banned in Martinique, and we are using it in St. Lucia all over the district? Is that not detrimental to our young children that's walking the streets with these pesticides sprayed on the road and the grass and in the farms?
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, caller. Yeah, good questions, I think.
Yes. Which one is started? Let me start with the pesticides. Now, we have what we call a pesticides board in my ministry, and just recently they provided me with a list of pesticides that they think we should ban. I'm sure you know that we've banned bromoxazole into St. Lucia. You're not seeing bromoxazole anymore. And there are certain herbicides that have been banned. I think it is very important to mention that because it is important for our health. It makes no sense we talking about agriculture and increasing food production and increasing yield, talking about food and nutrition security, and not understanding the health implications that those chemicals can have on our populace. I think it is something that is very critical, and the board has actually met me recently, and we have taken a decision to ban a long list of pesticides, some of those who have been on the list for many, many years and decades. And that is one of the areas that we are working with. But your point is well taken.
Could you have that list published or something?
Yes, I can ask my ministry to get it.
The other one, the second question is about the water tanks.
Oh yes, the water tanks. The whole idea of the water tanks was to target farmers who are not located close to a water source. So we were looking at the farmers on the hilltops where the only source of water is rain. And we were hoping that those farmers, especially in the dry season, would do what we call rainwater harvesting. Now, the program at the time could only facilitate 2,500 gallons, and we were targeting not every single farmer in St. Lucia, because for me it makes no sense for you to be bonded to a river with water, let's say Denry River or let's say Tomasi River, and for you to be given a water tanks. We were given priority to those persons who are on the hilltop where the only means of water is rain, what we call rain-fed farmers, agriculture farmers. And so we were trying to target as many of those persons as possible But at the end, I know some persons who were not supposed to receive at this time did receive, and that is what caused the problem. But I'm certainly sure that there are some farmers who are benefiting from it, and they are making good use of it. And this is a program we're going to continue, because we also believe that rainwater harvesting is important for the future of agriculture.
Now, Andre is a man of integrity, like government should be, he says. So we'll take the final call now. Good morning, caller. Thanks for calling me, the minister. Is that on?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to ask the minister a question concerning the fishing complex in Beaufort.
Yes.
I just want to know when this renovation of this fishing complex will start, because it's something that is really needed in the South.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you very much, caller.
Well, I thought it had started already, because we had a meeting recently with all the fishers, or most of the fishers, and the funds were given to us in the budget. It's a total of $900,000. We've identified, I think, 7 or 8 contractors, totaling $700,000. And what I was told by my PS that work has started. So I'm finding it very strange that you say nothing has started, but we have identified the contractors, and work was supposed to have started. If it has not happened, I will find out why, and I will ensure that work commences very, very soon.
Just a final thing from me. I read this week about some import duties being imposed in Trinidad and Tobago on certain goods and so on. Are you aware of that? Or?
No, this is the first time hearing this. I'm not aware of it.
Okay, Mr. Minister, I think we have had a nice program, but parting words, maybe you could speak to your people in Dennery, South, etc.
As the guy said, 1 hour is too short. Yeah? Because this topic is a very debated topic. So I must say thank you for inviting me, and I want to say thank you to all the persons who call and express their concerns. I have taken note of your concerns, and I will see, how, we can make things happen a lot better for our farmers. What is important is we have to understand the importance of our farmers. It's about food and food security, food nutrition, and we have to continue to provide them the support to ensure that we continue to give them that level of support to motivate them to continue to remain in the sector. We know the sector is very challenging. Climate change is a very serious phenomenon that, can really discourage farmers, especially farmers who are ready for the harvest, but, a natural disaster, hurricane, or whatever will destroy their crops. But I will continue to serve once the people of Dennery place their trust and confidence in me, and I have confidence they will do that. And there is still a lot to be done in the sector, and I think it is important that we continue to work towards making the transformation that is necessary for the sector to sustain itself. I want to thank the people of Dennery again, and I want to tell them, I'm certainly sure that I can say, yes, thank you, because we have worked together to achieve a lot of what we have done, achieved so far in the constituency. There is still more work to be done. My vision is to ensure that I continue to ensure that your quality of life is improved, and I'm committed to doing that. I've started doing that, and all I want to tell you is continue to place your trust in Alfred Prosper as your MP and the St. Lucia Labour Party. Thank you very much.
And let me take this time to invite Andre and the general public to the great meeting on Sunday at 4 p.m. at the Castries Market Steps, where the rest of the ministers will give an account of their stewardship. That is what it is. They are stewards, and they have to give an account of their stewardship. Andre, I understand the special prosecutor is active.
Do I have to worry about that?
Not you, Andre. There are some people who sit where I sit on a Thursday. Anyway, that was just a joke on the side. But let me thank the listeners for allowing me into your homes, into your cars, into wherever. And we shall do this again. You shall have this rodeo again next Friday, God willing. Until then, have yourself a very safe weekend, and see you on Sunday on the Castries Market Steps.
Yes, Mr. Fenelon, thank you very, very much for hosting the program, and of course the Minister for Agriculture, Mr. Prosper. Thanks for your company. Okay, and this has been Meet the Minister, heard and seen on Rev-Up St. Lucia every Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So join Terence again next week Friday for another Meet the Minister. Well, this is the end of my shift here on Rev-Up for today, Friday, the 7th of November. Up next, we have Kina. She'll be with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. From 2 until 3 is going to be Rev-Up the Homegrown. That's between 2 and 3 this afternoon. Then from 3 o'clock is going to be Zen the DJ until 5. Then from 5 until 6, we have Mary Polius with Powell Politic. That's what's happening on Rev-Up for the rest of today. So do enjoy your day and enjoy your weekend. Have a safe weekend. Andre Paul saying so long.
Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development. In the last 4 years, St. Lucians can say that they have seen a major improvement in healthcare in St. Lucia. I do think people are extremely happy because our government established what we call a minimum wage. We launched a new hydroponics facility at Union, new technology that will help boost our food security. Bright future ahead for agriculture with the intervention of new technology and getting a number of young persons into the sector.
4 years of delivery, 4 years of progress. On Sunday, November 9th at 4 p.m. Meet us at the Castries Market Steps as the St. Lucia Labour Party unveils our record of delivery. 4 years of putting people first with a bold vision. From education to entrepreneurship, from security to sustainable tourism, from removal of VAT to roads that connect community. This is delivery, not just promises. Come, hear the stories behind the progress, the numbers that changed lives, and the projects that lifted every community higher. Stand with your neighbors, your family, your friends, because when we move together, St. Lucia moves forward. Castries Market Steps, Sunday, November 9th at 4 p.m. St. Lucia Labour Party. We have delivered.
Rev-Up St. Lucia is located at Unit 4, Gablewoods Mall, Sunny Acres, Castries, St. Lucia. Tune in on 95.9 FM.